chords yet. I was working on something else though. This is one of those situations where there's something else that was musical that I was working on that I almost didn't want to pull away from, but that's okay because Jamuary is important. So we're going to make sure that January keeps happening as it should. Single digits at this point, getting real close to the finish line, which is nice. My inclination is to just rock one out though, I'm not gonna lie, because there is something maybe even a little more exciting that I'm working on at the moment that I want to finish up. So with that in mind, I may be zooming through this one. We will see. Kind of depends on how it comes together, I guess. Which is not to say that I'm gonna seek out to intentionally make a bad song. I'm just gonna try to make something that's not gonna take long. Unless the song calls for it and it's like, okay, because it's calling for it, then yeah, maybe it'll take just as long as anything else. Alright, but I'm confident that at this point that it's going. So conversation cards for coworkers, once again, going to give me my prompt. What common advice do you disagree with and why? That seems like one, if I give it some thought. What common advice do I disagree with that I can think of offhand? I don't know, but I got a guitar that's not my usual guitar that's in reach, so why not utilize it? We need something to tune up, I'll tell you that. Here's this. Let's pull up some drums though. We got amplitude there, and we don't want amplitude on this actually. We want control. That'll work. Well, that's pulling up. Last one sounded a lot like a banjo. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe go that route. liking the tone though. So let's go back to my old standard here. Could be the amp, but I don't think it is. Yeah, I like that better. Same amp. So let's do that. that for a structure here. It's intro. Okay. And that was guitar 1, but we're going to call this guitar 1 because that was just a structure. Alright, so I'm going to be able to play this whole thing. Why does it not sound good? It's because I don't have an amp. I don't have an amp selected. We don't need it to be that crazy. that part, yeah. It's kind of thinking like early era Beatles, but yeah, definitely there are the girl to call my own, but the rhythm is very much that. I'm gonna try that again though because there were some mistakes I definitely made. Basically do a duplicate guitar here, but with a different tone. too fuzzy. Intense though. That's nice. Maybe just a little. Yeah. Yeah, I like that little bit of vibro happening there. All right, let's do it. That's nice. Yeah, that's gonna be super nice. Definitely aiming for that era. Fingering seems weird because I'm not in the same key as what the guitar is. I was like, wait a second, I'm having to hit wrong frets. Sounds right. There's another song I was working on that is tuned down to D. We're out of the tuner. Go back to this. And yeah, that's nice and bright. All right, let's get that. it up to that point, and I'm going to keep all that. Yeah, I do love playing the bass. It's my most comfortable instrument. The drums before that ending there. Keep it that simple too. Just two guitars and that. We're gonna write some lyrics and finish this in record time. Started this off talking about how there's something that's more exciting that I want to be working on. And so I think that I went into this thinking, I was like, wouldn't it be fun to try to do like an early Beatles style song? And I just kind of went, not necessarily Beatles, but you know, early 60s pop. And that's where we're at here. Where it's clearly meant to be a little bit derivative, but very fun, I think. Alright. Uh-oh. Phone is threatening to quit over here. Now we give it juice. And it shouldn't be a problem now. We still got a delay on that too though. Alright. Let's start with the drums, then the bass, and then the guitar, and then the guitar, and then that's it, actually. That's all of it. Definitely throw some harmony vocals in there, though. Nothing's playing, though. I don't like that. Why is nothing playing? Did something happen? Let's close that out. Maybe there's something still going in the background that's using the sound. I need to specify my audio setup here maybe again. How about that? Is it? Yeah, no, it's the right thing in theory. So, and everything is unmuted. We see that there's definitely sound that's supposed to be going over here. What's the output going to? Stereo. Yep, that is what it should be. Don't like that at all. Well, I'm not going to save that, but let's go back into this other. Now we're troubleshooting. That's going to add some time. There might be something where I muted it. That's got to be what's going on here. Question is it strictly in Adobe Audition 3, or is it just the sound card, or what's going on here? There are multiple places where this could be failing. The sound card itself looks okay. It's powered on. It's not playing anything either now. So, I feel like there's got to be a mute button or something. There you go. There's a mute button on the keyboard that got pressed. There you go. That was everything. Which genuinely, first time that I've known that the mute button on the keyboard would work for the sound card. So that's wild. That's new. Yeah, no, all music is derivative, but this is intentionally very derivative. being done. Oh my goodness gracious. Dude, I can't go over that you're making, recording, releasing a song a day for January. It's nuts. So I had to come back and check today's tune. By the way, The Great Indoors and Playable Upon Death. Sick. Thank you very much. Both apps have heard tunes. How are you so prolific? You got like 32 albums on Bandcamp. The answer is I've been doing this a long time. I am nearly 50 years old, and I've been writing and recording songs since age 12. That's ultimately what it comes down to. And ultimately, the other bit of it is finding a community like songfight.org in 2003, where you have to write songs on a deadline. You know, here's the title, write a song. And what you start realizing very quickly is writing a song, perhaps the most important thing about writing a song, it's not the equipment, it's not, you know, whatever you happen to have available to you, use that. But it really is about set aside the time to do it, and then do it. And the way that you do it is one step at a time. And ultimately, it is all about making decisions. Because a song has infinite possibilities at first, so it's option paralysis. What do I do? You have to be willing to decide and say, this is what the song is going to be. And that's not even the whole song. It's like, this is what this part of the song is going to be. You pick a piece of the puzzle, and then all of the other pieces of the puzzle can fit to what you've decided. But I think where people get hung up on songwriting is all of the possibilities. Oh, I could do this, or I could do this, or I could do this, or I could do this. And as a result of I could do this, you don't actually, people can get hung up on the coulds instead of just the, I've decided in this moment, this is what I'm doing. And then this is what I'm doing after that. And this is what I'm doing after that. And if you follow that and turn off the inner editor, Jamuary is especially great for this because you don't have time to second guess yourself. You have one day to write and record a song, and yeah, there it is. Also, you have to be willing to be done with the song. Exactly, Bryce. That is exactly what it is. And ultimately, with something like Jamuary, because I don't have the time to second guess myself, I just decide this is what it is. I don't have to worry about coming back to it. So in that situation, you can knock it out and it's no problem. And I will say a good number of the songs from Playable Upon Death and Great Indoors are Jamuary songs. Not every one of them, but a whole lot of those songs are ones that I wrote, recorded in a day. Went back to them, made some adjustments to the mix, but rarely do I touch much of the way of the composition. So practice, I guess. How am I so prolific? Practice. I set aside the time to do it, and I do it, and I make decisions. That's ultimately it. But thank you for checking it out, for real. But today I decided it's kind of a style, not necessarily a style parody. I guess maybe the right word is pastiche. I thought I have something else I'm going to be working on. Oh, there you go. Got it. I'm a screenwriter, independent, and agree that you need to just make a decision. But still, that's the process. Where the inspiration, where in the heart does the inspiration come from? It really is just setting aside the time. You know, and deciding, no, I can't second guess this. This is what it is. And when it comes to inspirations, like as far as the music part of it's concerned, it's drawing from as many influences as I possibly can without sounding too much like any one of them. Except in a situation like today where I'm intentionally, I wanted to go early Beatles and that surrounding era. So it's like early 1960s pop. I decided last night even, I thought it'd be kind of fun to do that. And then when it came time to do this, I hadn't decided for sure that was what I was going to do. But when I started the song today, I just made the decision and said, yeah, that does sound good for today. And especially since I should be able to knock it out fairly quick. And because, like I said, there's another thing I'm working on. And I'll just tell y'all, since you're watching, there's two of you who are watching at this point. You may have seen a video out there where I have applied. I'm one of 10,000 plus people who have applied to be the Smashing Pumpkins' third guitarist. There's literally over 10,000 people who have applied for it. I was initially not going to apply for it, thinking I'm a songwriter, I am a bass player, and a rhythm guitarist in that order. I'm not much of a lead player. But my friend Sum convinced me that I should go ahead and apply. I did. And so that is the plan now, is I don't think that I'm going to get it by any stretch. Just from a numbers game alone, there's no way. There's 10,000 people who are applying. I'm probably not even going to get a call back. But in case I do, I am learning some Smashing Pumpkins songs. I am planning to become a better lead guitarist than I currently am. So even the same thing there. I'm setting aside the time to do it. And hopefully tonight I'm going to have a music video that shows me playing all of the parts for one of the Smashing Pumpkins songs, Beguiled. That's what I'm in a hurry to get to. Is when I finish here, I'm going to put the finishing touches on Beguiled, my cover of Beguiled, which is one of their new songs, by the way. And it's incredible. It's from their newest album, like, that came out last year. I had not heard it before this whole audition process thing happened, and then I heard it, and I freaked out because it's so good. Like, if I was in that band, I would be so excited to play that song every single night because it is such a fun riff. So, anyway, completely different style of music from what I'm doing here. But, and where did this one come from? I'll use prompts in situations like this. I have this conversation cards for coworkers, so I don't get stuck on that first thought, and I pull a card. Like in previous years, I also had like tea. Like you have like on a thing of tea, like there's the tea bag and it has the little messages on there sometimes. For 2021's January, that's what I did. Is I ended up having a cup of tea every night. And whatever was on the tea bag, that became my prompt of like, this is what gets my thoughts started. So this was, what common advice do you disagree with and why? And I couldn't think of a specific piece of advice that I would disagree with. So I'm making this call, making it take your advice, and saying no, I'm not going to take your advice. There you go. It's simple enough. Had I chosen the other side of it, it's what's a hobby you used to have but stopped doing and what happened. But I happened to look at this one first, so that became the thing that I said, okay, that's what I'm writing about. And then the thought is, okay, how does this make me feel? What does this make me think of? So if I'm writing the lyrics first, it's what does it make me think of? But yeah, thank you very much. You're welcome, and thank you. Like he says, very good, very cool. Good luck at the Pumpkins audition, and thanks for all the tunes. No, I genuinely do not think that I'm going to get the Smashing Pumpkins thing, but I'll tell you what, I feel like it will not hurt my odds if I get some really fun covers of their songs out there. If I start knocking out really decent covers of their songs, I feel like that can't help but to it might help. I can't imagine it's gonna be like, oh, now I heard this and it sucks. Right now I'm one of 10,000, so I need to be a little more visible. That's all. So that's. And my friend Caio from Brazil did the drums. He found me on my Acoustic Song a Day channel. I was doing a song a day on the Acoustic Song a Day YouTube channel for a while there too. That's where Bryce found me. And my friend Caio found me there. He lives in Brazil. I've definitely never met him in person before, but occasionally I'll ask Caio, I'll be like, hey, can you throw some drums down on this, because drums are my worst instrument. So he has thrown together some really great drums for my Beguiled cover as well. Like I said, the song's basically done at this point. It's going to be some... It should be on my channel this evening by the time I'm done with this. So I'll get this done, and then an hour or two later I'll probably have the Beguiled cover up too. know. I'd say that a lot of this applies to screenwriters too. It's really just get out of your own way and pick a topic, write about it. Doesn't even have to be on whatever it is that you're doing, but like every time that you can, if it doesn't even have to be every day, but set aside time often and write. And it's the same sort of thing. I need one more line for the first verse. And the other part of this is there's nothing that says that it has to be good. Do not, like, that's another way that you can get in your own way, is think, oh, it's not good enough. That's kind of what I was doing with the Smashing Pumpkins thing, too. It's like, oh, I'm not good enough. And some pointed out that it is a, I love the way he phrased it, and I don't want to get it wrong. I say it in the video that I put out there. But the idea is that there's no downside to it. Like, it's a zero risk proposition. You apply and you either don't get it or you do get it. There's no downside to this, so just apply. That's what he basically said. And I was like, why do you have to be so sensible? Why do you have to be so damn sensible? There you go. All right, and let's get the first verse recorded and the chorus. It'll be first verse, pre-chorus, and chorus. I've got the melody and everything now. You offer your opinions of what you do with you and me. Let's do better. You offer your opinions of what you do if you were me. But I don't remember asking you for your thoughts, and honestly, you offer your opinions of what you do if you were me. But I don't remember asking you for your thoughts, and honestly, when I take a look at you, you're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. Okay, I can sing it better, I think. You offer your opinions of what you do if you were me. But I don't remember asking you for your thoughts, and honestly... Oh, come on. You offer your opinions of what you do if you were me. But I don't remember asking you for your thoughts, and honestly, when I take a look at you, you're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. Ba-da-ba-ba. You offer your opinions of what you do if you were me, but I don't remember asking. Pin down your thoughts and honestly, can I take a look at you? You're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. So let's do that. Let's do the harmony vocal next. Just knock this out. You offer your opinions of what you do if you were me, but I don't remember asking you for your thoughts, and honestly, when I take a look at you, you're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. I'm not gonna take your advice. I think it'd be there. You offer your opinions. That'll be what I do when I add an additional vocal in there. Alright. When I take a look at you, you're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. Do I hear the harmonies when you're writing the first run through? Yeah, pretty much. That is one thing. If I talk about like my mutant superpowers, harmony is one of them. Where I can hear a note and kind of be like, you offer your opinion. I can hear that kind of like where it fits. I'm normally at least pretty close. There will be times where I'm like, yeah, I can tell that's not right, so what do I need to change? It's not always perfect, but I normally have a pretty good, solid idea. Like when I hit that first one, I can get those three part without too much trouble. All right. Of what you do with you or me, but I don't remember asking you for your thoughts, and honestly, when I take a look at you, you're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. gotta say it doesn't help. We're almost to an hour and a half. It's gonna still be like a 2-hour song probably. Well, maybe not that long. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. And when you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. And I'm attempting. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. And I'm attempting to be patient. I've gotta say it doesn't help. Nah. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. And I'm attempting to be patient. I've gotta say it doesn't help. When I take a look at you, you're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. Okay, we got that. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. And I'm attempting. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. And I'm attempting to be patient. I've gotta say it doesn't help. Help. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. And when you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. And I'm attempting to be patient. I've gotta say it doesn't help. When I take a look at you, you're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. Almost got it. I'm gonna try it again. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. And I'm attempting to be patient. I've gotta say it doesn't help. When I take a look at you, you're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. And this is the sort of thing where I could probably get by with singing the second verses again. We're coming back to it. That was very much a trick that they would do back then. Yeah, definitely codependency. that. I think verse 3 is going to be the same as verse 2. I'm going to sing the exact same verse. That was a trick that a lot of 60s bands like that would do, is they do the break section and then they come back and repeat that second verse. So I think I'm going to do that here.
You offer your opinions of what you do and do with me, but I don't remember asking you for your thoughts honestly. When I take a look at you, you're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself, and I'm attempting to be patient.
So that means I just need a bridge, break section, basically. Bridge. And then repeat.
You're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice.
I'm sure that you mean well, or at least that's what you believe. but your word, but I'm sure that you mean well, or at least, that'd be nice to do it that way. I'm sure that you mean well, or I'm sure that you mean well, or at least that's what you believe. But your words that you call wisdom are something I don't need. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself, and I'm attempting to be patient. I've gotta say, it doesn't help. Oh, I'm singing it on the wrong track. I sing it on the harmony vocal. I'm going to redo it anyway, but yeah, let's sing it to the right track. I'm sure that you mean well, or at least that's what you believe. But your words that you call wisdom are something I don't need. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself, and I'm attempting to be patient. I've gotta say, it doesn't help. I could do better than that. I'm sure that you mean well, or at least that's what you believe. But your words that you call wisdom are something I don't need. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself, and I'm attempting to be patient. I've gotta say, it doesn't help. Alright, let's do this. I'm sure that you mean well, or at least that's what you believe. But your words that you call wisdom are something I don't need. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself, and I'm attempting to be patient. I gotta say, it doesn't help. When I take a look at you, and when I take a look at you, do that. And when I take and when I take a look at you, you're not. And when I take a look at you, you're not acting very nice. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. Let's do that here. And I take a, and when, oops, and when is the note? And when I take a look at you, and when I take a look at you, you're not acting very nice. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. And then we're gonna come in with the third vocal here. When you see my situation, do that. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself, and I'm attempting to be patient. I've gotta say, it doesn't help. Take a look at you. And when I take a look at you, and when I take a look at you, you're not acting very nice. And when I take a look at you, you're not acting very nice. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. So with all due respect, so with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. Okay. I want to do something with the drums on the ending there, and I didn't know for sure how that was going to look. But I got time. I'm not even. I'm just over an hour and a half into this, like an hour and 40 minutes into this, and it's really the only thing that's kind of especially bugging me is that. So let's do that. Let's cut out of this, cut back into Ableton Live. See if there's already a drum pattern that I can pick out, where I can build a dun 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 with my existing stuff here. I may even be able to do that. I hadn't even considered that I can potentially trigger it with my keyboard, probably. Bum, bum, bum. It's probably that simple. It's probably something where I don't need to do a pattern. I just need to bum, 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 myself. Yep. That was far easier than I thought it was going to be. It's like, find a pattern. No, make one. You'll appreciate this, Nathan. I decided if it's good enough for Todd Rundgren and others, it's good enough for me. And the answer of what I'm referring to, you may or may not be familiar with an album that Todd Rundgren and Utopia did called Deface the Music. Yeah. So, have you heard of Deface the Music by Utopia? The whole concept is very clearly that Todd Rundgren was making a fake Beatles album, where he ended up basically doing like their early stuff through later, and like it's so clear like which ones he based on. So it's an entire album of Todd Rundgren taking his best shot at making Beatles songs with Utopia, and it's called Deface the Music. So this was yesterday, like last night, I thought, you know, it might be kind of cool to do like a fake early 1960s, yeah, like a 1960s, early 60s Beatles influenced. When I was playing it, Bryce there was noticing that it was very similar in places to Dream Lover by Bobby Darin, which was apt because of the that moment that was in there. And then my card here was, what common advice do you disagree with and why? And I had a brain fart on that, thinking of a specific thing, but it was just the thought of unsolicited advice in general. And from there, I decided, okay, oh, and I gotta redo this because apparently it only ended up taking the part that I. Yeah, exactly. Double tap snare, exactly. Let's pull up the session again though, because I accidentally, instead of instead of exporting the entire drum part, I only exported just the part that I just played there at the end. Thank you. Yeah, the ending it vintage Beatles. I appreciate that for sure. We have other folks talking here too. You know, when that, since I'm here. Might as well do an intro. Yeah, that is actually going to be nice if I do that. Okay. Why not? That's going to be so much nicer to have that actual intro in there. Yeah, remember Ringo was left-handed with righty drums. That's true. That's going to be nice. That's going to sound so much nicer because I threw that in there. But yeah, the song is basically done too. I just realized I left that drum part completely empty, and I'm like, that will not stand. We gotta fix that. It's not record time because I've done one of these Jamuary ones, and there you go, Orbison. Yes, absolutely. Although I would have definitely sang it way different if it had been Orbison, but that's a solid point as well. It's funny because I did that like when I started writing one trying to be like Fats Domino, my song "Funny Enough for You." A little bit of Elvis Presley could not help but creep in there, like specifically with the Jordanaires. Like my backing vocals was very Jordanaires era Elvis Presley also, and then there was a little bit of like Dion that showed up too. But that's always been kind of my thing, is hoping that I can pull from as many influences as I can without sounding too much like any one of them, except in an experiment like this when I'm intentionally trying to sound like something. And with that in mind, I think outside of some mixing here, we're going to mix this and master it, and the song will be done before 2 hours is up. It's an hour and 46 in, and we got this. I'm not gonna take your advice. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself. It's backwards, but you know. I'm attempting to be take a look at you. You're not where I wanna be in life. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. Ba-da-da-da-da.
I'm sure that you mean well, or at least that's what you believe. But your words that you call wisdom are something I don't need. When you see my situation, I know you're thinking of yourself, and I'm attempting to be patient. I gotta say, it doesn't help. And when I take a look at you, you're not acting very nice. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice.
Yeah, I like it. Do I release lead sheets? No. Half the time, I'm not gonna lie. There's some of these songs I have no idea what chords I'm playing. I like how they sound. Thank you. Yes, the pre-coda slide. I thought, oh, if there's anyone here who would appreciate that, you tuned in the right night, Nathan, because I thought if there's anyone who would appreciate what I did song structure-wise with this, it would be you. It's the fact that every time that we get to the chorus, that it ends a little differently. Like, the first time goes into, like, the first time we get, no, with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. So we go to that G. And the second time, with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. So I go, first time I go to the G, the second time I go to the C. That's funny, Glenn Case, G and the C. That third time, it's to the E instead. All due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice. So it's G to the G, C, E to a seventh. And then the last time it's back to the C. But that's the thing is, like, there's so many of these that I've done where it's just like part A, part B, part C. That one is like each variation of that chorus ends a little bit differently and keeps it interesting in that way, I think. So, all right, I can see that I need to redo the mix down because it's too loud. It's too loud, says Huey Lewis in Back to the Future. All right, save, edit, mix, stereo. BLT, I don't get to do that. Oh yeah, no, loved this from beginning to end. Now that's for real. And I'm gonna do that little fade out, amplitude, fade out. Just too darn loud. There you go. It says, not that you asked, but that is made possible by your melody pausing on D before resolving. It's the 9th of C, the 5th of G, and the 7th of E7. Makes your pivots versatile. Love that. Love that. And I was telling the other guys that were here earlier, but my other thing that is making me want to wrap this up quicker than usual is I am working on a Smashing Pumpkins cover that's almost done, and I'm really excited for people to hear it. You may have already seen the video, but I have applied to be the third guitarist in Smashing Pumpkins. In fact, I think I sent you a direct message, Nathan. And there are over 10,000 applicants that have put in for it. And so, from a numbers perspective, it's pretty much I'm not getting it. But there's a non-zero possibility of it, and so I'm going to prepare. And part of preparing is going to be learning some songs and having some fun with it and learning to be a better lead guitar player, because in my video even I talk about how I think of myself as a bass player songwriter first, bass player second, rhythm guitarist third, and lead some leads. Yeah, the real. I thought that like there's a few people. Non-zero is a great number, especially out of 10,000. It's like, okay, this is probably not happening. Realistically, this is probably not happening. But there's also this whole thing of like whether or not you manifest it, and I feel like I'm kind of manifesting it like crazy right now. So almost unintentionally, waking up at 3 in the morning and my brain is making plans for like if this happens. It's like, you're gonna be like like. It's fun to dream a little bit, and that's kind of where I'm also at with this. But it really is like, in the unlikely event that they do call on you, you probably better be ready. You better learn more of their songs than you currently know. You better learn to hold your lead chops better. You got to get a passport, because the very first thing that they're doing is a European tour, and I don't have a passport, so that's going to be a problem. But where the upshot is, like, even if I don't get this, even if I don't end up being their third guitarist, learning new songs is not a bad thing, especially if it's like songs that I'm choosing because I like them. Cool. Like, that's new songs that I have now learned how to play. That's learning experiences where I can become a little bit better than I was. It's opportunities to become a better soloist for playing tricky leads and solos and such. But yeah, like boil the noodles for 2 minutes and then add the flavor packet. Yeah, made possible by Ennis. Yeah, no, that's true. That is true also. But yeah, ultimately that is where I'm at with it at this point. Is if it happens, it happens. I'll be exceptionally excited if it does. If I even get a rehearsal with the guys, or even like an attaboy, like, yeah, you're not our guy, but your covers are really good. Like, thanks. That'd be cool. Rehearsing with the band, that would be stellar. Yeah. And Nathan saying, I can almost guarantee that at least 25% of that 10K is the like those who come to my choirs without the ability to match pitch. I can work with them and help them learn and enjoy choir, but they are not ready for prime time. Yeah, competition is probably closer to 2,000 to 4,000 for sure. I will say that the person who I would be replacing is a PhD, has a PhD. I was listening to one of the live concerts from last year, and I heard this blistering solo, and I'm like, please don't be Jeff Schroeder. Please don't let that be Jeff Schroeder. That's the guy I would be replacing. It was Jeff Schroeder. He's just completely ripping it. Like, unbelievable player. But the fact is, that may not be what they're looking for now. Because when they hired Jeff, it was to replace James Eha. James Eha's back. They may just want a utility player who is perfectly satisfying. Like, yeah, PhD rock guitarist. There you go. Yeah, no, I'm looking at this from this fun perspective of like, gee, it's fun to dream. But I will say that I will probably freak out in many ways if this works out, because in the on the European tour, their first gigs are with Weezer, and I love Weezer. And then they're doing a gigantic North American tour with Green Day. And Mike Dirnt of Green Day might be my number one bass influence. Where I do like a lot of what I do with moving around. It's McCartney, of course, but it's also Mike Dirnt. So there we go. Let's let's export this and say, you offer your opinions of what you do and you believe. I will say the reason that I'm going for it, like, I saw it at first and thought, oh, this would be cool, but there's no way. And my friend Sum was like, here, apply. I was like, I told him the same thing, and he's like, there's no downside to this. I can't remember his exact thing that he said, but whatever he said was really hilarious. And I'm like, why you gotta be so damn sensible? Claypool's incredible. I'm not gonna play anywhere near like Claypool. He's a unique one, and like, I've never tried to really mess with much of his stuff for that reason. It's above my pay grade. There you go, zero downside. Exactly. And in the meantime, I heard one of their new songs, Nathan, and I love it. From the newest album, it's the cover that I'm doing. It's called Beguiled. It's from their newest album. It's phenomenal. I love it. If I were in the band, I'd be excited to play that one every night, and it's new. Oh, Skyman's Follies. You do that and let me know. You can totally use it.
So with all due respect, I'm not gonna take your advice.
Oh no, it cut off. All right, I don't mind though. Actually, in a way, that's even better. I'm gonna take your advice. Cuts off. I'm okay with it. If I were to ever release it on like a proper album, I can fix it there. I'm good with it, honestly. There's sometimes where you purposely keep the mistakes because they make it funnier. One of the funniest that I ever did is on one of my songs called I'm a Number Not a Name. And there's a talk thing about censoring myself, and it's censoring myself. And it was unintentional. That it sounded like I was censoring myself, and it was actually a mistake. It was not supposed to happen, but I loved it so much that I kept it in there. Because it sounds like, censor myself. Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Appreciate it. And yeah, I'm also heading out, so I'm gonna put the completed song here. I'll send it to you as well, because reasons. Yeah, there you go. Song here. Sometimes I really do like rolling with that, where it's like, oh, that isn't what I intended, but I like it, so I'm keeping it. As well. And completed songs right there. There you go. Alrighty. Thanks, y'all. Have a great night. See ya. Heading out.